Xbox has a lot of games in motion, and some have leaked, and today we're going to talk about it. But first up, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share. It really helps the channel out. The people over at Xbox have really changed the perception and how people see Xbox as a brand over the past few years, and for the better. Microsoft has invested into gaming more than anyone else. Hardware, studios, services, technology, but most importantly, games. There's more games in development over at Xbox right now than pretty much the past 2 generations combined. So Microsoft is working on a lot. Now they're working with studios all the way around the world, but not just first party studios, also second and third party. Now over the past few weeks and months we have seen several titles leak for Xbox, and today we're going to talk about it. Now we have so many games to go over. I'm going to get Halo out of the way right now. Halo Infinite was a huge success for Xbox Game Studios and arguably the most important release in years. Its reception was really well received, people loved the multiplayer and the campaign. But Halo Infinite is a platform in itself. This is going to get 10 years of support. So, Halo the Endless leaks. Now, this seems obviously tied to the single player campaign. And if you've played Halo Infinite's campaign, you know that its open world structure seems like it's suited to grow in many different ways. So it looks like that will be a single player expansion for Halo Infinite. But it doesn't stop there. Halo is going to grow beyond that. Certain Affinity are apparently working on a new game mode for Halo Infinite multiplayer. Now, that seems obvious at this point because that needs to grow. Halo Infinite is going to be played for years. This is the Halo title to play for a long time. But also there's a different studio making a new Halo title. Now, beyond the rumours at the minute, there's nothing else to go on. But there is a fact out there that Microsoft want Halo to be out there in the wild in many different genres. And well, having a different studio make a Halo spin-off, it wouldn't exactly be the first time they've done that. And personally, I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have to talk about Machine Games. So they are currently hard at work making the brand new Indiana Jones game, which is very exciting. However, there have been hints in the past by people at Bethesda like Pete Hines that Wolfenstein 3 is in development, which is exciting because if you played the last game, the third game is definitely going somewhere. Next up, we have Compulsion Games' new game, Project Midnight. Now, Jez over at Windows Central recently posted an article about this, and I'll post everyone's links in the description down below, and I highly recommend people go over there and check them out. They're really good to read. But Compulsion Games' new game is going to be a third-person action game set in a gothic setting, which is interesting because I have heard in the past that this game is going to have Bioshock-style elements. And that's super interesting. Next up, we have ZeniMax Online Studios. Yes, they are hard at work on more content for the Elder Scrolls Online. That MMO is absolutely huge. However, there's been multiple job listings that they are making a brand new MMO with a new tone. So signs kind of point towards a Fallout MMO. Yes, there's Fallout 76, but that's a shared world live service game and not really a massive multiplayer online experience. And people have been wanting a Fallout MMO for years. Bethesda have wanted to make a Fallout MMO for years. So it kind of seems like the natural direction for Fallout's next game before we get a full-on brand new iteration with Fallout 5. And personally, I'd love to see a Fallout MMO because the sky's the limit with that IP. Next up, we have Project Dragon by IO Interactive. Now again, I'll post everyone's links in the description down below, but even though IO Interactive is hard at work on the next Bond game and making more content for Hitman 3, they're making an exclusive for Microsoft, and this is meant to be a dragon riding open world shared experience, which is going to be new for IO Interactive, but again, in the past, I've said many times that I think Microsoft will actually pick up IO Interactive. They're a studio that really makes sense for Microsoft, especially the way Hitman's content is delivered, plus the fact that they are making a new IP and a new exclusive for Xbox. Personally, I can't wait to see it. It's kind of taken IO Interactive out of their comfort zone, and it should be cool. Next up, we have Obsidian's next game, Project Pentiment. This is meant to be a 15th century mystery style RPG. It's going to be a smaller experience, but it's a different style of RPG for Obsidian, and they've shown in the past they can make a wide range of RPGs, and this is just something different. And I don't think it'll be too long till we hear about this new game. Next up, we have to talk about 1 vs 100, or should I say, its return. Now, there's been rumours flying around over the past few months that 1 vs 100 is coming back. Now, this game may have been short-lived, however, everyone loved it. This game even had a live actor component where there was literally a live announcer talking over the game. But again, it was short-lived. They can do so much with this game. People have been wanting this to come back for years, and it kind of suits Microsoft now because this would be a full game, full list of achievements. They could do so much now, maybe add Microsoft reward points to actual prizes, and I think people would want this. Plus, it suits Game Pass because there isn't anything like this on Xbox right now. Not really, not this good. And I think people have been wanting this for a decade. Proves how popular it would be. So I think we could be hearing about this year. So Xbox has been growing in every aspect. Hardware, services, but most importantly, games. Xbox Game Pass is talked about and pretty much trends every single day. But again, the most important thing is games. Microsoft want a wide variety of games in Game Pass every year. Not just third party, they want more first party games than ever before. So, Microsoft currently has the backwards compatibility program, and it's been successful. However, it's proven in the past that remasters do sell. Halo the Master Chief Collection is an excellent package now with a ridiculous amount of content that's actually really impressive. So even though they can offer backwards compatibility on a lot of these franchises, there's still a market out there for remasters. MCC proved that.
You mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
So what do you do there? You offer the fans both. You offer them backwards compatibility, and you also offer them the remaster. There's a lot of money to be made with remasters, and especially when you can offer backwards compatibility, there's no bad way about it. So now there's rumours that Microsoft want to continue doing this style of thing, but with the Gears franchise. People have been wanting Microsoft to do a Gears of War collection for a long time. It makes sense. Have all the multiplayer maps and modes in one place from all 3 games. And then they could expand it over time by adding Gears Judgment. They've already done the first game essentially with Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And it makes the most sense because they'd have to only 4K upgrade Gears Ultimate Edition and then make 2 and 3. So 1/3 of the work is already done, and I think Gears fans would love this collection, especially in Xbox Game Pass. Now I do think there's another franchise Microsoft will actually give the MCC treatment to, and that being the Fable trilogy. Upgrading these games for Xbox Series consoles will go a long way. Plus, I believe they will do this to keep fans happy for Fable until the release of Playground Games' upcoming Fable game in the future. And next up, I believe this is going to be the most interesting one, and I think the one that will get the most people excited, is that Microsoft is seemingly working with certain affinity on a brand new IP that will be an exclusive that resembles Monster Hunter. Now, Jez over at Windows Central broke this story. Again, the link will be in the description down below. But this makes a lot of sense. Monster Hunter World was absolutely massive in Xbox Game Pass. In fact, on my friends list, everyone was always playing this game. But having a Western developer make this, maybe make it easier to get into, I think this would be a huge win for Microsoft. And Certain Affinity has shown in the past that they will work with Microsoft. They are a proven studio, so they make a lot of sense for Microsoft to work with. And the fact that they're going to make a Monster Hunter style game where you have a shared world component, being able to call other friends in to help in battles, it makes sense. It's good for Game Pass, and plus, we need more new IP on Xbox. And this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to exclusive games for Xbox in 2022 and beyond. Now that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications, it really helps the channel out. All Things Xbox podcast returns this Tuesday. Now if you've made it this far into the video, congratulations, you're awesome. We're just going to do a little channel update here. I've had some technical difficulties, so I have a bunch of videos made, ready to go, and we'll be back to posting videos every single week. No more breaks, and that's a promise. Anyway, I'm out. I hope everyone has a good day. Peace.